Hi guys, welcome back. Scatlink here, and we're off for more of Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. And in the last episode, we went through both Death Mountain and the Dark variant in the Dark World in order to reach Turtle Rock and gained our final heart piece by making our way halfway across to the big chest, but then warping back to the Light World right at that doorway that we just started in. And in this episode, we're going to continue on with the dungeon. We've got a Pokey starting off with, but we've already pretty much done half the dungeon. We've only got a handful of big rooms left, and as you can see on basement 2 there, as well as basement 3, there's another bunch of areas that just lead to nothing, so there may be even more exits that we didn't actually see in the Dark World. So, before we even get started with that, can't remember if I mentioned, but yeah, I can break pots with my sword now. Oh, do I want that? I have got a space. You know what? I will pop you in there, good sir. Or madam. It's probably a madam, now I think about it. But yeah, I could actually use that fairy, so that was actually quite nice of the game. So let's put a few bombs down. I want, yeah, that'll do. I think more Zoros come through that door. We could just keep calling them bows from Majora's Mask, but these were the ones that technically came first. I mean, in a way, this ain't even in the same timeline as Majora's Mask, so does it really matter? Knock you out. Just gonna take out these gels or slimes, whatever you want to call them. That didn't do nothing. Yeah, if I try to push this block before killing all the enemies in the room, it wouldn't have worked. But that's not the only thing. We've also got to find out what tongue to pull. Yeah, slightly cryptic when it comes to pulling ones, because if you pull the wrong one, bombs everywhere, but you know, it's not that big of an issue. A room filled with money that we do not use, or even need, so I'm just going to grab it anyway, because I'm never going to come back here. These spikes do 2 hearts of damage with the armor, so you know what? Let's pop this on. So we can get through this room post-haste without taking any damage. We can just run straight through these things without taking hits. Again, do not need the money, but I'm never going to come back, so for the sake of completion, I have now been in that room and there is nothing else to collect. So, but hey, if you need more money, that's a treasure trove. It's basically, it is designed quite like one, in fact. You know what, I'm actually going to spin attack! There we are! Kill them all at once, they don't drop nothing. It's a shame. Right, we need to whack that, so... I missed it! Ow! That didn't go well. But we needed to do that in order to get through the door. Sling that over. Make our way down. Deeper into Turtle Rock. Which is anything but. And this is probably what's considered as the second most infamous room in this dungeon. We had to ride a platform before to light a bunch of torches. Funnily enough, I grabbed that fairy in that previous room. I'm going to actually need it now, because those spike rolls gave me an issue, but yep, 7 hearts. Might as well pop it off now, because basically we've got this massive black room that doesn't actually have much to offer in most offshoots, but every time that you go past one of these big old dots, you're able to change your direction. Where I need to go is down here. Nope. I've lost myself. Hang on a minute. Here it is, we need to get here. There are other platforms. I'm just going to eat the hit. Sometimes you just can't do anything about it unless you use the cane of burner or something. I'm having a lot of trouble getting to where I want to be. Let's go this way. Then go down. That was too early. God's sake. There we are, that'll do it. We need to get into the middle platform in order to press this switch. It is not a Cane of Samurai switch, we just have to step onto it, because the Cane of Samurai is used for our lift. There are other platforms around this room. We might see a couple of them going by. I think I just want to make my way to this one, so I can get some magic. There we are. But it's pretty much just got some provisions. I don't really need to go out of my way for them, so I'm just going to ignore them. I want to go down, not that one, but... I forgot which one it is. It's not this one. Ah, I see it. No. I need to go back. No, I got it. Never mind. It's very confusing. There is no way to light the darkness in that room. Okay, what you want to do is just dash a Rooney and then stop right... Well, I poked him in the bottom, which sent me into the pit. I'm just going to run normally. You can avoid all of these eye laser switches, but I always suggest dash first so you don't get caught off guard by that Helmster, or Helmasaur, excuse me, but it knocked me in the pit. But yeah, these eye lasers, we can now actually block their lasers with our shield. But of course they're going to shoot us when we're looking at them, so we're going to have to figure out a way to get out of here now that we have, now that we're right next to it. Or we could just do this. Just block it as we go. Okay, I'm not exactly a fan of what... yeah, these things will still shoot even if we're facing away, as you saw there. So what I need to do is do this. Once again, we need to do the spin attack in order to strafe. I don't know why I was going to try and strafe there. I was just saying strafe and I was going to do it. We can just walk straight up to this thing and we're fine. As long as we don't turn too quickly so we get sniped on our shoulder. But other than that, yeah, all you have to do is strafe with the shield in the right direction by holding a spin attack, and we can make it through the room without too much issue, I say, and I've taken quite a lot of damage. That is fine, though, because if we bomb this wall here, we've got another exit to the dungeon. We're back on a standalone ledge where we can't go anywhere. But if we know anything from that heart piece from before, we want to use the mirror, but do not jump down whatever you do. Because otherwise it's going to be a pain to get back here. You either have to go through all the way through the dungeon again, or take certain ways through the East Death Mountain caves. Because if we go back down here, you might remember this room from last episode. Yeah! You've got like a nice recharge spot for fairies. Not only that, but you get 10 rupees a pop. And by doing that, I'm able to actually stock up on fairies. And I could actually use one in my bottle. So you know what? I'm going to go back down. Since I can't really stock up with potions. I mean, if I jumped away and then go to one of the stores around here, I could buy a potion, but I could also just go to any of the other fairy fountains and catch another fairy. So, yeah, despite the damage I took, it's actually quite a helpful thing, because this is the final doorway checkpoint before we head over to the boss, and it's literally like 2 rooms away. If I go back into the dungeon and whip out the map quickly, after we take care of this guy. Well, that didn't work as well as I hoped, but I still got rid of him. Yeah, 1-2 rooms away to the boss. Yeah, that's a pretty interesting thing, that, isn't it? That means if we get a game over, we'll respawn back at that doorway, so we don't have to do the entire dungeon. And even so, there's not really any excuse for getting a game over, because you can pick up 2 fairies for your bottles, and you can refill all your bottles by going up and down. And even so, you have anti-fairies here, which can also give you fairies, as long as it doesn't eat up too much of your magic. You need magic, just so you know. That's why you were recommended to have, Medicine of Magic, green potion, but I've got a blue potion at the ready just in case. And if it doesn't get used here, it'll probably be used elsewhere. So, this room's pretty much empty. It's got nothing but enemies around the place. Use your boomerang or sword beam to get through quicker. We don't need to deal with the enemies. So I'm just going to segue through here. Whack this one. I think this is magic. Nope, that's a bomb. That is fine. I don't need to worry about hitting the switches again. All I need is the Cane of Samaria. Somaria, whatever you want to call it. Samaria. Use this first, because it's going to use a bit of magic, and then we can get rid of this pot here in order to get max magic back, plus a little bit of a helping hand if we took a bit of chip damage on the way in. And there we are! Nice epic entryway to the boss. I want to start with the fire rod first. And if you do not have the ice rod, I'd recommend you go grab that now. For we have Tyrnix, I think it's how it's pronounced. It's a bit weirdly spelt, but basically he's a 3-headed turtle in a rock, and we got to take out the elemental heads of his. And when you hit them with their elements, you can hit them again for more damage, or when they are still superheated for magic, you can hit them with your sword so you can reserve your magic. I tend to take out the ice one first because he can freeze the floor, but when the ice and fire dissipate, they can sometimes spawn a little bit of, like, maybe 1 or 2 uses of magic worth of drops in order to help you out, so you're not totally screwed, but it does mean you have to play the waiting and dodging game, which is probably not recommended, so just have a potion on you. This guy is not actually letting me hit him that well, and I'm also missing my shots horrendously, good lord. Right, hang on a minute. I'm actually getting low on magic here. That's not good either. There we are. Okay, that's fine. We do not need magic anymore. The thing is, when bosses are exploding, you can't pause, because I'm trying to pause right now when I'm stopping moving. Alright, so now we got Tyrnix himself. He is now a snake, but his weakness is his middle part of his body, but he likes to deja vu quite a bit and do some very tight drifts. So just keep weaving in and out. When he goes long, try to get in there. When he goes sharp, step away. Just whack him a few times with the golden blade, and he is gone! I didn't even use any spin attacks against him, but level 4 sword helped out immensely, and I didn't even need to use a fairy. And there is our final heart container. We are fully maxed out for our meeting with our rescue of Princess Zelda. She was captured in Turtle Rock, deep in Death Mountain. We just took out the Turtle Rock himself. We have rescued Princess Zelda. Only 7 dungeons late. I appreciate your coming so far to rescue me, as I thought you are the legendary hero. I have felt this from the first time we met. Ganon is inside of his tower, waiting to pass through the gate linking between the two worlds. Once Ganon enters the light world, it is unlikely that anyone can stop him. I doubt that. I mean, if he did get stopped before he got sealed into the Sacred Realm, things might have played out differently. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But if he is kept in the closed-off space of this world, you can find him wherever he runs. True. It'd just be a bit of a pain, since I can't warp around, unless I head back to the light world myself. Then again, he could nick the mirror! So, if he defeats me, he's got another way out. We better not let that happen. Now, take the 7 crystals to Ganon's tower. Our combined powers will break his barrier. Let us return peace to the country and smiles to the faces of the people. Do you understand? Indeed. May the way of the hero lead to the Triforce. And by that decree, we shall head on through. And we take the exit, so we get a nice little shortcut back out here, but we could have easily hopped down and did it ourselves anyway. And yes, we have been through every room in that dungeon. That dungeon is complete, and funnily enough, we haven't actually got anything else to do, and the tower is literally a short walk from where we are. How convenient, because we've pretty much done everything. We've got all the heart pieces, we played all the mini-games, there's nothing else to do. We've got even all the upgrades from the Pond of Happiness, and the Waterfall of Wishing. So with that, it's time to face off the only 3 Lionels in the game. And your Mirror Shield can actually take care of these guys. They're immune to your Sword Beam, but if you just get them into a corner, you can just give them literally like 2 to 3 whacks with the Golden Sword, level 4 Master Sword, and they're gone. Aww. I'm sorry. The thing is, if these guys hit you, they do massive damage, and it's either their beam or contact damage, exactly the same. Not much else to say about that, but we are here at the tower. But before we do, there's only one other place on the map that we haven't checked yet, and that's back at Aether. And even though there's 2 charging rock formations here, there's nothing here in the Dark World. It's just a red herring. I think they actually used this for something in the unreleased, well, I say unreleased, it's still unreleased, ROM hack only, Ancient Stone Tablets pseudo-sequel to A Link to the Past. And I do plan on going back to try and stream that at some point, because I did try, but I didn't do very well. So that is something that I do want to do in the future. Scatlink, we are going to break the barrier to Ganon's tower with our power. By the power of the 7 Chaos Emeralds, we shall become Super Link. Or we could, you know, just get rid of the barrier and open the escalator to get in. And those 2 aren't even phased. Yeah, as I said, at the very beginning of the game, you could actually see this tower flashing if you stood at the very bottom of this ledge, like looking up in the Super Nintendo version because of very slight screen crunch, but you can still barely see it. But with that, we are heading straight into the maws of the final true dungeon of the game, Ganon's Tower, level 8, and it is a beast of a dungeon. We follow the statues, are nice and formative in order to go upstairs, but we don't want to go do that right now. If we go upstairs, we're going to hit a wall. In fact, I can show you it right now, mainly because on how this works. If you look to our, well, Link's left here, but our right, there's a big key door there. If we look at the map, we're going to have to cycle around to get into this room, so yeah. Because if we look down here, there's a doorway there, so we're going to have to cycle around because there's a door over there. We're not going to need the big key here, it's probably in the basement somewhere. And both these staircases, not doorways, but they are technically, they take you to the basement and they're pretty much connected. And they're also connected downstairs as well, but by knowing that, if you are lacking a key for whatever reason, even though they literally give you one right here, you can actually avoid using this door. And I'm going to try and do that just so, you know, I can show you that I would have at least 1 key left over. So you can actually use the keys earlier, and that's what I plan on doing. So let's go this way first, take this key with us. I need to remember that I don't have to pick up pots in the GBA version if I have the level 4 sword. Bap! Yeah, 4 sword, but they've made a bit of a pun within its own cartridge. So killing all the enemies didn't do anything, but this looks pretty suspicious. That didn't do nothing either. Okay, that's a bit odd. It's like, it has like a little star symbol here, which makes me think that by stepping on the star symbol that opened the door, but I don't think that actually does anything. That's just letting you know that was the key. You got to push the block to open the door. And we've got some hookshot puzzles. Well, we already had a bit of practice with this in a cave on Death Mountain, literally right where we walked by. So that's pretty cool. Let's head north, see what's in here. We're locked in, and we don't really want to be using our sword too much here. So you know what? I'm going to get the hammer back out, and I'm going to smack these things in the toes, and then they'll just crumble like the piece of dust that they will become, even if they weren't reanimated. I don't think you can actually block these bones even with the biggest shield in the game, which is pretty stupid, because with a shield this big that covers your face, you'd think that you'll be able to block bones flying towards you, because it's like a big old slab, but apparently not. So yeah, a little bit of a stock room, bit of money, don't really need it. It was a trap. We didn't get anything worthwhile out of that. So let's go get out a hookshot again, because that's what we need. Hookshot this. Over here. We can see there's a block down here, so we'll use that. And just get in the middle. Hookshot, you can see the pots. There we go. You know what? Oh, he doesn't hop toward the pit. That sucks. We need to hit this switch to go onwards, but there is a door here that we have the key for, so we might as well hop in here first and see what we got. 2 fire bars that act like scissors. Well, that's going to be fun, isn't it? Get it? That's the map. That's going to be super helpful in this place. Get out of there quick! I got scissored. God damn it, I wasn't quick enough. Or I didn't move beforehand. Yeah, this is technically the ground floor. We entered in the first floor because we went upstairs, so that's actually nice attention to detail. So we're in the ground floor right now, not the basement, because, yeah, we walked up the stairs. And here, it's pretty big. This is the base that we walked up in order to get to the entrance. It's pretty sprawling. Some rooms look like they can't be entered in at all. That's a bit odd. Maybe we'll have to bomb our way through. But there's also a very small basement, and then the tower kind of just goes all over the place on the lob side for the most part. Yeah, it's not a very symmetrical tower, is it? But hey, it's a tower nonetheless, and we've got to make our way up it. To take down Ganon, for it's his tower. I need to whack the thing. So what we need to do, actually, you know what, I can use bombs quite often here, because we actually need bombs for this very puzzle. So put a bomb there, hit that switch. Now, there are 2 crystal switches here. You don't want to put a bomb too close on top of both of them, because then the explosion will hit both of them, and it will just undo what the first switch did. So we'll put a bomb there, grab this key on the way. Yeah, they put the key right next to the door. That's helpful. Thank you, guys. Oh, this looks pleasant. Right, I don't need to waste a bomb here. I can just whack it with a boomerang right here. Let's check the map again. Kind of in a dead end. We're going to have to use a teleporter here, so this is going to mess us up. Now, where are we? In the far corner! Yep, we just went from one corner of the dungeon to the next. Yeah, this is where it's going to be trying to trick you out. It's going to be disorientating. This is literally just set up to mess with us if we somehow got this far. Ganon's planned ahead. I mean, I guess he already knows what the Hero Time put him through, but he got lucky and took him down. I need the boomerang. I would like to check these pots, but I'm going to do that before I get hit. As you saw there, I got invincibility frames because I was using the hookshot, so that's awesome. Yeah, can't make it way back, don't need to check the pots, it's fine, there are no keys there, but there is a cracked wall over there. If we check the map again, it does actually lead left, so that does clue us into the fact that that is in fact a ballable wall, without even needing to be there, but we still need to get there. So we'll take the warps this way, and now we're going in between 2 rooms with a similar layout. Now we're back in the corner again. What was the point? I don't know. It, again, to disorientate you. It's like Misery Maya, but on concentrated steroids. It's like this small little bit. Whack you, whack you. Which switch is the real one? Are these going to fly at me? Probably not. Where are you? Floor button. I'm pretty sure I would have stepped on it by now. There we are, it's the final one. Let's go swap to my boomerang again. Got some bombs. Refilled all the bombs we literally just used. Even more. So yeah, you get about 6 bombs and 20 arrows here. Nothing too dramatic. It's just a little stock room, I guess. But it's a one-time thing. I guess when you find chests and that's like your reward, you don't exactly get a lot out of it. Didn't seem to do a lot there. Well, I thought I was okay there. Apparently not. What is this? Oh, really? I didn't stop early enough. I was about to say, what is this cheater man? But now it's just me being bad. Yeah, if we went down the other side, it would have been a dead end. And we would have had to go the way we just did anyway. So, yeah, just go toward the cracked wall. There's nothing but good things. Oh, well, this is a bit cheap. Where are you sending me now? Oh, it was just a one-stop room to a room quite close to the 2 stairways that take us into this particular floor. Well, we might be able to check this room later on then, since it has a door. According to the map, anyway. Are we done with the warps now? Of course we are, because this is the main room. This is one of the most, again, infamous rooms of this particular dungeon. And it's because that no matter what side you take, you will end up here. But we are going to do both sides, obviously. So, just because I am nice, I'm not going to pick this up just yet. We're not going to solve the riddle to this floor at the moment. We're just going to go onwards. And I'm going to go do the next side. Mainly because that we've got the big key here, haven't explored the last room, we'll come back because I want to cover both ways, because either person, like, could decide, oh, I prefer going left or I prefer going right. Again, I'm going to leave that door for now, just so we have this spare key, because I'm going to show you that if you just go to the other stairway, you can avoid that key, and yet still get into the room. And sometimes it can be disorientating if you don't check your map that often. You might go in circles. Don't do that. Alright, that's a Cane of Samurai block, so, switch, excuse me, so we'll put a block on there. Got a bit of magic there in case we do actually need to use it. Don't want to accidentally press the Cane of Samurai block, so I'm going to press R to open these. Press B to skip. There we are. What'd this do then? That's not good! Alright, so, if you have a key, you can go bypass this room. In fact, if you did use the key on the previous door, then you would not actually have a key to go onwards. Unless you didn't use a key to go get the map. So yeah, there are multiple ways you can actually do this dungeon, but if you do wait for these tiles to go, and I cannot stand in the doorway to wait this out, even though I can, because if I did, the floor master would get me, and that's pretty bad news. In fact, I'm just dodging this, anti-fairy as well. What am I trying to get? This. Which is kind of going to screw me over, and I could use the health, actually, so yeah, let's do that. I would actually like the hookshot. Last couple of tiles. I accidentally opened the door there because I got knocked into it, but that's fine. Because if we wait for all these tiles to go, hidden chest with a key. So if you didn't have a key for whatever reason, there's your key. But of course, if you dodge the door that I did, you can pretty much skip. So this was the room that we were just in. Obviously, if you're going this way first, then you would be clued into the warp panels ahead of time. Yeah, you can't actually use the hookshot to hit these guys very easily because they're behind these barriers. That was pretty cheap. But if I'm on top of them, yeah, the hookshot can actually kill them. For some reason my A button was getting a bit sticky there. Good thing I could pick that up with my sword. Ow! That was cheap. Let's get out of here. So yeah, nothing in there. Trap room again, but you just kind of pass through it, so I didn't really have to do that, but I did. We can actually burn you, so why don't we do that? There we are. Screw you. I mean, we're kind of needing this, actually, because, oh, full magic that I couldn't avoid. That's not good. What if there's another Gibdo? Well, there isn't, so that's alright then. Take these both out in one slash. Sadly, my shield wasn't in the way to block that fireball, but I can live with that. Nothing in here. I don't actually think there's anything worthwhile in these pots. I'm pretty sure there isn't. I would like to get over there to check to make sure. I'm pretty sure there isn't, but there we are. Made it. So at least one of the pots. I've taken more damage just to get to them, though. If I did a spear attack, I'll probably be able to get these pots. Okay, it's got to be one of these, surely. For some reason, I can't push any of these. Let's just see what's in here. It's a heart. Well, you know what? I can actually pick that up with my sword if I do another spear attack. Even though I just immediately lost it. And for this one... Oh, I see what I gotta do. Let me leave the room, come back in. Oh, it doesn't it doesn't reset because I'm in the same sector. I don't think that has anything in it. But I'm just not having the luck on getting over there, and it's a pain. Actually, now I've got that pot. Yeah, I can do that. There we are. Full magic. Didn't need it. Just a very awkward restock room, really. It's just that my preferred method on doing this is with the combination of Pegasus shoes and the flame rod. The thing is that the floor master can get in the way. Just tank the hits. It's the best part of valor. Don't make me glitz. Oh! It slammed on my head! That was lucky. Barely made it through because I was having a bit of trouble moving. Thank you for the full magic refill. I kind of need that, actually. That's very generous, game. I think the floor master can still show up in here. But you cheeky bastard! How did you squeeze through that gap? You're just as wide as I am. But then again, he could just probably be bone, and that's why he can squeeze through. Still, though, that was cheeky. I need a fairy for that. Because he took me by surprise. Don't normally cut it that close getting through that door, and that can happen, but it doesn't normally happen to me. Right, so what you intend to do is hit that switch to get through, and you got to do it multiple times. But if you try to do it with bombs, you got to be very precise, because if it goes... That's the wrong item. If it goes too far to the wall, it won't get caught by the floor, by the conveyors. So if you just release the cane of Samaria when the block gets next to it, or if it's in line, you can easily just get through it like this. Oh, another restock room, it seems, because if you're going to get this many chests, then it's probably not going to be anything important. Green rupee. 10 arrows. 20 rupees. What about you? Oh, well, that activated a trap. All for a useless compass. Gee, it's a tower. Again, I wonder where the boss is going to be. Looking down from above. Yeah, that wasn't really worth. But at the same time, you make all these holes appear. When I pick this chest up, where the exit is literally right next to me, and you don't put a hole there. Yep, that makes sense to me, Ganon. Well done. You nailed that completely. Oh, this is fun, isn't it? Yep. I'll take those, though. Let's whack that. See what's in these two pots. In fact, I'm going to pick that up. There's a key. Kill that Barry. Or Berry, whatever. Yeah, it is Barry. Ooh. I thought I overshot that for a second. But, oh well, it's fine. Right, okay. Oh, how did I manage that, though? Really? I could salvage it in the previous room, but not this room. Cheek. Right, we're going to go up this way to dodge the thing. We can get some stuff here. Wait until the firebar comes back up, and then we're just going to dash on Rooney. There we are. Give me this pop, get through, whack you in the pit, or kill you. That works. Ooh, could use that. Nope. I try to chuck that in the diagonal. There we are. And then we can head back through this door, and... At what point? Where are we right now on the map? We're on the opposite side of the map. I didn't actually do that when we took the warp, but we've only got 2 rooms left to do, and one of the rooms will lead back to the central room that we were already in. I didn't do that right. It's fine. I can do other stuff. Check this out. What you're supposed to do is move this out of the way. Get around it somehow. I'm just going to do that to be more accurate. And then it makes a little bridge appear. You could do that, or... That is not what I meant to do, but you know what? It's fine. I try to walk around that guy. It's also fine. You know what? Get rid of you first. You're... For flip's sake! Can I stop falling? All I want to show off, if I could have the chance... is that you can actually do a bunk jump here, but the problem is you're not going to be able to actually do it facing the block, and by actually facing the block, you do fall in the pit. So, if you were actually struggling, what you can do is face up, and then do that. Oh, that didn't actually work! Hello? That doesn't normally fail on me. I did the bonk, but I still fell. Normally you can do that, but it didn't work that time. Fair enough. Show me up. That room really kicked my bottom. Could actually use another fairy here. Oh boy, this is not good, is it? I was doing good. I'm pretty good at this, guys. Believe me. Alright, let's get out the lamp. And yeah, this is what I mean by the invisible floors. The light shining from the lamp at an obscure angle pretty much shows you, in a 3D space anyway, the, yeah, we can use the lamp to kill these things. Not in the SNES version, but that does help. But yeah, the lamp does shine its light across the room, which lets us see the invisible floor. And with that, we are back in this room, and now we can actually solve this room, as I walk into a massive thing. Now, if you weren't already aware with that particular room, that room does teach you something really important about this room, which is, funnily enough, why I saved this particular room until we did both routes. Not only because you can choose which route you want to go in order to get to this room in the first place. I should just be using the hammer again. I just played death there. Dance with death, rather. Light the torch, and there we go. And the reason why I didn't take out these pots is so that we can just hookshot straight across, take only one away so we can still get across. The thing is, I can't bonk off of pots now, because in the GBA version, the sword will, with level 4 sword at least, will actually get rid of the, I better not. Just do that. There we are. But yeah, the sword will get rid of the pot, so I can't bonk off of that. But if you bonk off of that pot that I left, you can actually skip the whole thing, since, you know, these two parts of the floor is literally a one gap difference, and a bonk while holding a direction is enough to skip that. Or you could do like a bomb jump, that works as well. Right, so we're in this room, get that bomb. Okay, we're going to need bombs here. Then again, we haven't actually gone down to the floor below, have we? No, we haven't. So let's start placing some bombs and see what happens. In fact, I can stock up my fairies again here. This is actually a good room. I shouldn't have stood atop. Why do I keep forgetting to not do that? Come on, you. Ow. I thought I actually got him. I didn't get him yet. There we go. That works. Right, one fairy should do. So let's get out my bombs. So those two holes didn't do nothing. What about that one? Not that one either. Let's put a bomb here and then grab that. That ain't bombs. That's arrows, excuse me. In fact, that's a good thing, because it prepares us for the fight below. That was cheeky. I'm getting a lot of cheeky stuff. Oh, it's a rematch with the Armos Knights. But we have the level 4 sword as well as silver arrows. Just shoot them all once and they'll go down easy. Yeah, silver arrows are lethal to enemies. And if they're supposed to be the Bane of Ganon, they're going to do tons of damage to his minions. And for our ward on a pedestal, we get the big key surrounded by other chests as well. And with that, we're able to open the big chest that was in the room next to where we entered this room from. Not when we dropped in, but where we were to drop in. Yeah, they try to add ice physics here to make it harder, but since you can just stand where you land and just shoot arrows, that was a bit odd. Can I get... Right, you know what? Yeah, I'll do it. Dashing helps. Right, let's smack you. We don't need to waste a bomb on you. Oh, look! More fairies. How convenient. Okay, let me just go get my bug catching net. Yeah, just give me the first boss again and then just fill me with life force. Even though, why would Ganon have fairies in his tower? It's like he wants me to actually go through this rigmarole just to waste my time so we can throw down. But if we do that and I win, he's screwed himself over. You should screw me over with the dungeon itself, just saying. But not exactly helpful either, considering that we just got the best armor in the game, which reduces our damage from base by 3/4. So we take 1/4 of the damage than we're used to. You found the red mail. It provides even better protection than the blue mail. We are red with nice green sleeves and a violet cap. And with that, we can finally use this key to open this door. There we are. All that stuff was literally just used for the ground floor, basically the basement section. We have completed half of this dungeon, guys. So, in the next episode, we head up to Ganon's tower to confront him, save Hyrule, restore the Dark World into the Sacred Realm, and reclaim the Triforce. See you guys then.